Welcome back, guys, to Kerbal Space Explosion. The Drestacular stands upon the surface of Elu, the little ship that could, or I guess rather the gigantic, enormous ship that could. We went all the way to Drace, all the way to Elu, with one ship, 2 wonky orbits, and we got to both of them. I'm pretty pleased with this mission. We have Hudhat and Buzz remaining. We left Dundred in orbit around Drace. And maybe we'll try to pick him up later with a rescue mission. Might be fun. Tried to put Buzz around orbit, or into orbit around Elu, and pulled the emergency brake at the last moment when I realized it wasn't gonna happen. And we saved Buzz. But he's a test pilot. He lives for that kind of thing. Look how happy he is. He's just chattering back and forth to Hudhat. They're like, yeah, I almost died. He's like, yeah, it was awesome. So we've gotten a lot of science. During the mission, we have 20 pieces of data stored. And we are ready to take off. We are going to start to lose our landing legs, our last remaining landing legs, but that's fine because we don't have anywhere left to land. These tanks here, 3 of them have 2/3 fuel. Then these guys are totally full, and then the central tank is totally full. We are going to be losing our science modules when we lose these tanks, but that's okay because all the science is stored in the command pod. We will also be losing the RCS tanks, which we won't really need. The battery packs right here, which I guess we won't really need. And the, what are these called? Reaction wheels, which I used to help steer the enormously large lander we had. They came in very handy. And you notice those 3 things stacked up are just about the same size as these Science Juniors. Pretty neat there. I don't think the weight distribution is the same, but they do visually look to be about the same size. We're going to lose our lights. Oh no. But we do have some more solar panels here, so don't worry. Gotta always have dem solar panels. Alright, let's take a look at where we are. We're on this icy rock, the farthest thing in the system. If we zoom way out, way out, here's Kerbin. Kerbin is currently 13 billion meters from the sun, which is obviously right there. 13 billion meters. And Elu and us are currently 72 billion. So we're not in a straight line, but more or less we are 60 billion meters from our destination. We have to travel 60 billion meters through space and land on a rock that has some water and plant life. That's kind of crazy when you think about it. We are really far away. But let's go ahead, let's get going. We need to head towards 90 to get into orbit first. Here we go. Last takeoff. Okay, let's point up. Whoa, oh gosh, okay, maybe I forgot how to fly all of a sudden. Let's bring up the landing legs. Now this ship, since we only have the 3 nuclear engines, oh, and let's throttle down so I don't overheat. We only have the 3 nuclear engines. This guy does not have much juice. He doesn't have a very good thrust-to-mass ratio. I think maybe juice isn't a very good word for thrust-to-mass ratio if I continually have to explain what it means. Maybe I need a different word. It doesn't have much get up and go. It doesn't have much giddy up. It doesn't like the giddy up. Okay, so let's make sure that that is going to be stable since we don't have much giddy up and go. We're going to be in an arc, okay, and that's raising. Okay, I think we're fine. And as long as we keep the engine a few ticks below max, it won't overheat, at least from my experience. We have to get into orbit, and then we have to fire all the way to Kerbin, and then we can just aero brake in the atmosphere and deploy our parachute. And I have no idea how much fuel this is going to take. I was kind of tempted to try to land somewhere else with our available fuel. That may have been folly. We may have lost everything had we tried that, and we've already been on this mission a while. I kind of want to play around on the surface of Kerbin for a while. Since we've been out in the depths of space for some time, I want to try some more terrestrial type stuff, or it would be Kerbestrial. Kerbestrial? I'm not really sure the word that would be most appropriate. And we need to keep track. This planet looks fairly flat. It may not be as flat as it looks, though. I want to make sure that we're not going to run into any mountains, so I just check this every once in a while. Whoa, okay, a little lag there. Check on our fuel tanks. Half full. Yeah, it's probably best that we leave now. With as slow as this thing is, it's going to take a while just to get into orbit. And then we have to burn all the way back. So yeah, if we can't make it back, oh, that would be terrible. 40 pieces of science. We could, of course, transmit all of it because we have solar panels. So that's no problem, except that we would lose a ton of science trying to do that. I think I'm going to get this guy up to about 8 kilometers, and then we're just going to... Actually, I can probably start to level off a little bit. Whoa, okay, a little lag when we load back in. The textures of Elo are a little strange. They don't seem to be tiling correctly. You see all these, like, you can see the grid of the textures, which isn't good. And I'm wondering if they haven't given it the same amount of attention as they've given to other planets. One thing they have said is that they want to add another gas giant in a future update. Okay, there we go. Let's tip over all the way now. They want to add another gas giant in a future update. And Elu is going to be one of the moons. I wonder if it's going to be like an analog to Saturn, if it'll have rings. That would be really neat. That would become my new favorite place to go visit if it will have rings. Okay, I just want to know the approximate length of this burn. 25 seconds. Okay, not bad. I think we're fine. I was a little worried there. It took a while to get this guy going. But I think we'll be all right. 25 seconds. Can we speed up yet? No. Oh, yeah, we can. Good. Okay, let's speed up all the way to 10. And then get into orbit. Okay, slow back down. This is probably good here, because we're not going to be throttled all the way up anyway. Very nice. And then from here, we will look at some maneuver nodes and see if we can get into some sort of interaction with Kerbal. Seven seconds, 6 seconds, 5 seconds, 4, 3, 2, 1, and that's good. 10 kilometers there, 8 there. Let's look all the way around. It looks like we're clear of any mountains, so we can probably close that. And let's zoom out. Oh my gosh, zoom out so far. We have a long way to go. There's our target, Kerbal. Set as the target. And let's try to find a maneuver. We want to, let's see, we want to go retrograde of the orbit. So there's the sun. We're going to the right relative to the screen right now. We want to burn to the left to slow our overall orbit around the sun down. So let's burn like that, kind of. And that will get us an escape, and we'll start us slowing down. So if I keep just burning prograde like this, it'll start to do that. And what I'm going to do now, I'm going to fiddle around with the maneuver node, because this will probably take some trial and error. You can see right there, we just got the little tick marks right there. So we're on the totally opposite side of the orbit. So I'm gonna play around with this until I get something that works, and then we'll resume recording. All right, here's our maneuver. Unfortunately, just the way it ended up, we're going to burn right into Elu, and I've learned my lesson. So we're gonna burn just slightly late and try to make modifications later. Our total burn as it sits is set for 8 minutes and 30 seconds, which seems like a long time, but we have a lot of fuel. And as we lose these outer tanks, we're actually going to, we're gonna become faster. So I think we can do it. I'm gonna go ahead and, let's go ahead and fast forward over to here so that we don't crash into the surface. And then, yeah, we'll just do a modification later, and we're burning for someplace so far away. I think this may be just a little bit flexible. I hope. At least that's my thought. That a little bit of wiggle room here when we're burning for something 60 billion meters away. We should be fine. I'm just going to say we're going to be fine. We're going to be fine. Okay, let's aim for it now. Can I move? Can I move? Yes. T plus 44. I just want to make sure we're not going to hit the dang planet. Okay, I think we're clear. Okay, let's go. Hot hat, buzz. Hit the gas pedal. Put the pedal to the metal. Yeah, let's rock and roll. Make it so, number one, engage, and so on and so forth. And let's just because it's happened to me before, so I'm a little paranoid about this. Yeah, see what would have happened right there? We would have shot right through the guy. As soon as I'm sure that we're clear, and we're not gonna fly right into the surface. Yeah, we're fine. All right. So that should be good. I do want to keep track of our fuel tank so we can drop that as soon as possible. Okay, just a second. Let's zoom out. I'll show you the maneuver. Took a little bit of fiddling, but it wasn't too difficult. I kind of have the hang of it. We're going to go zoop and run into Kerbal right there. We have a periapsis at the moment of 41 million meters. I'm going to try to edit that as we get closer so that we end up in the atmosphere and can aerobrake. Let's check our tank. Oh, still not empty, because it's going to drain as slow as molasses. Hut Hat and Buzz are having a grand old time. And I was just thinking, are there any more science-y things we can do? But why bother? We have a ton of science, and there's plenty of other places to go to get any science that will be remaining. I'll probably still continue to collect science just for fun after I finish off the tech tree. But I won't be as rigorous about it. I'll just do like the stuff I feel like doing. So for instance, if I kind of want to put another solar station closer to the sun, or Kerbal, whichever you prefer. But it will probably be much lighter, so that we can get closer. I won't worry about taking the science processing lab, which I think is a waste of weight in retrospect, although it's a nice challenge. So if you want to do it for that reason, then by all means, go right ahead. How are we doing on our fuel tank? Oh, it's about to run out. Okay. So we can probably track this. There's no separatrons, but it should be fine. It should be fine. Let's cross our fingers. And we're going to lose... What are we losing? We're losing the science stuff first, and the battery pack, fuel, and reaction wheels last. That is by design. But it really doesn't matter at this point. We have plenty torque just from the command module to steer the thing. And we have solar panels, and the engines provide electric charge, so I'm not worried about it one bit. Here we go. In just a second, we're going to drop these guys. There we go. And see this? We got a new estimate. It dropped 30 seconds off of our timer there. That's pretty good. And now we kind of look like a little baby Starship Enterprise or something if we got rid of this guy. Maybe that's what I need to start making. Now that we've made so many ships, I need to start making things asymmetrical that still fly somehow. That would be a fun challenge. This is us right here. Periapsis down to 45 billion meters. It's dropping pretty rapidly. Let's make sure to stay on target. I am almost certainly going to have to do at least a few adjustments. And I'll do one maybe, I'll fiddle with it, maybe one like here and then one there, and until we get as close to the planet as we can, so we're in the atmosphere. It'll be easier to fine-tune it the closer we get, but it'll take more fuel. But I think we're going to have some left over, so it shouldn't be that big of a deal. And these tanks are going to last quite a while. We may not even need this central phase, but we'll see. So tell you what, we're going to continue to burn away from here. This is like the last scenic thing we're going to see until we land on Kerbal, though, so maybe I won't cut yet. But looking at this, I do want to make some asymmetrical ships now, like a Starship Enterprise. I've been kind of wanting to make a Millennium Falcon that flies and has a cockpit that's off-center. Could be fun. I don't know how far we'll go with them, but if we can get them to fly around at all, that would be cool. And I can see a design already to get a Millennium Falcon, or a Starship Enterprise to fly like this. You would put the engines here, and you would get rid of this. It would be ridiculously off balance, and what you would do to account for that is you would try to put lightweight stuff here. Whoa, okay. Lightweight stuff in this off balance stuff in the center part, and then you would put really heavy stuff, but heavy stuff that's smaller. It's something I'll have to fiddle with. Now, why did the camera change? Because we shifted orbits. We had already shifted orbits. I wonder why it did that. But it's dropping rapidly. All right, so from this point, I think I'll just cut, and I'll give you an update once we are well away from Eeloo and modifying our trajectory a little bit. Alright, little update. We are now within the orbit of Doudna, and it's time to make some adjustments. Kerbin's right there. Our periapsis is currently 51 million meters. That's way too much. Let's see if we can get a little blue maneuver ball. We don't want the purple one. The purple one is after we come back around after being influenced by Kerbin, but we don't want that to happen. We want to crash land into the sucker. There's a blue one. Okay, so now that I have one, I'm going to move it kind of that way. Alright, so I actually tested this, trying to go left and right and forward and back, and that didn't seem to work. I think we have to go up and down. So yeah, so that reduces our periapsis to 32 million. 21. Okay, good. So let's get on that marker. We're kind of going mostly straight, so I think... Oh, okay, gosh. Oh, I turned the SAS off. I keep forgetting. I turned it off while we were, you know, just traveling so that my movements didn't influence our orbit and our having an encounter. But now I need it again. All right. So I'm going to get right on that marker. We're pointed down. Yay. Can we see anything? We actually passed kind of close to Doudna. I was tempted to try to land on Ike, but I resisted temptation. We're too far to see anything, I would say. It's probably out there. I mean, it's definitely out there, but I mean, is the game rendering it? I don't know. Would we be able to pick it out? Who knows? Let's cancel the maneuver so that I can see this, the one hashtag right there, and I'm going to click that so it stays open. And then we're just going to fire ever so gently. We still have those 3 outer tanks. We have a lot of fuel left. So I'm not totally worried about not doing this in the most efficient manner. Now, if this starts to climb again, we'll have to do a different direction, but it keeps falling. Down to 5. Oh, okay, now it started climbing again. All right. Good. We definitely did something. We got it from 55 million, something like that, down to 7 million. And now these things are farther apart, so it's easier to make a maneuver. 7 million. Okay, what about going this way? Oh, that's going to bring 2 up. Oh, now I can't read them. Dang it. Okay, cancel this. Make that go away. I wish that was a little clearer. They didn't overlap in such a manner. I wish there was... Now, when it's like this, it's quite legible, but every once in a while it will become very hard to read. Now it went back up to 22. And burning that way made it go to... I can't really see. Back up to 22. All right, neither of those worked. Let's try prograde and retrograde. So it's at 7.1 million. Let's go retrograde. Ooh, loud music. That shot up. Let's go prograde. It shot up again. That's not good. So I can't really tell what we need to do. Let's get a little bit closer. Lots of fuel, of course. So I want to be able to fine-tune this a little better and see what's going on. So we'll get up to about there and see if I can just see things visually a little bit better. All right, let's try that. Oh, that went down. Okay, good. We got it to go down to about 5 million. Okay, looks like that's going to cap out in that direction. Then we need to go a second direction. That went back up. This is what it's like, just trial and error. Oh, that went down to 1. Excellent. Down to 700,000. Oh, what did we do? 200,000. I think we're onto something here. 66,000. A little bit more. 4,000. Perfect. All right. That is a burn of a whopping 4 seconds. Let's find that direction. Cancel the maneuver and then do it manually. Whoa, buddy. Man, that music can get very loud sometimes. The music really isn't balanced quite properly. I think they do it for ambiance reasons, for some music to be louder than others, but for video making, it can be a little distracting sometimes when the music just starts blaring in your eardrums. Throttle up a little more. Okay. Perfect. All right, our little periapsis marker disappeared. Where are we gonna go if we don't crash land? Oh, we're gonna go out of, wow. Look at that gravity assist. That's fantastic. I'm halfway tempted to do that. All right, let's fast forward. We've done all we need to do. Let's just get back to Kerbal. Here we come, buddy. We're coming for you. See if we can see it coming. I'm gonna slow down a little. There it is. Here we come. We're coming for you. All right, there it is. Home sweet home. Oh, now let's see what happened. Oh, we're back up to 1 million. All right. So I think at this point, we need to just do this. I think that's more efficient. Oh, we could go to the Mun. I think we just need to burn that way. I think that's more efficient than burning retrograde at this point. So let's do that. Oh, we're still in fast forward mode. Let's come back over to our mark. Still have plenty of fuel. We may even be able to just go into a normal orbit. We have so much fuel. But I'm not going to bother. We're going to burn this way. That's a burn. Wow, 2 minutes. Okay, so I guess I waited too long to realize that things had changed, but that's fine. We have plenty of fuel to do that. Let's check our tank. This guy still has 1/3 of its fuel left. Then we have all of that central tank, which we have yet to use. I would actually like to get rid of this tank before we land so we can deploy our solar panels and look all pretty. I love those big solar panels. They're one of my favorite parts in the game because they're just so ridiculous. All right. That is falling nicely. Hut Hat, Buzz, you're on your way home, guys. You're going to be home very shortly. And you're going to get to use all this science all at once. A little bit longer. And looks like that is not going to quite empty out doing this maneuver. We may get rid of it just for funsies. And deploy our Gigantor XL solar array. And we're going to be back at this periapsis in a mere 36 minutes when we've been in space for almost 1,200 days. I don't even know how many years it is. 3.5 years? It's been a long time. There we go. Oh, look at this. Look at this curviness going. Boink. Oh, and then what are we doing over here? Oh, we're still being ejected from the overall system. Okay. Let's see. What does this say now? 70. Let's keep going. Let's take it down to about 25 or 30 or so. That's good. All right, that's all we need to do. That's all we need to do. We still have... You know what? Let's get rid of those. Because I want to do this. Bum-ba, and let's face the light. Oh, it's not the #1 action group. I put those on the #2 action group, so I wouldn't use those at the same time as the other. There we go. Love these things. I think we're maybe not quite big enough to have 6 at once. They're sort of overlapping with each other, which actually, that looks kind of cool itself. I wonder if they're going to break each other off. trying to absorb all that sweet, sweet sunlight. And you know what? Let's keep them open for re-entry. That'll be fun. All right, here we come, Kerbin. Here we come. Hello, Moon. Hello, Kerbin. Whoa. Okay, we don't want to be time warping, or the game may just let us pass right through. Okay, now we're back to 1 speed. And I'm going to turn over to retrograde. And let's see, what should we do? We're already, yeah, let's go ahead and get rid of that. Here's the aero braking. Let's turn off SAS. Look at that. Oh, that is awesome looking. That was very cool. I got to do that more often. Have huge, big, weird-looking constructs to just... Oh! If that had blown us up, that would have been possibly the coolest failure ever. To have those solar panels just fly into my command pod, destroy my heat-ablating surface, and make me explode in the atmosphere. That would have been amazing. That was pretty cool. I didn't expect that to happen, but it did. And now we're back to the boring part where we're just going to wait for our capsule to get slowed down by the atmosphere, and then we're going to deploy the chute, lower down. I'll see you on the ground. All right, there we go. Back on the surface. Look at that. Ground scatter. A little bit of grass here and there. Really lends itself to the immersion factor. 2 tufts of grass as far as the eye can see. They're very special tufts of grass. All right. 1 for Buzz, 1 for Hudhat. All right, guys. Let's recover the vessel. Let's see how much science we got and how much we can spend. Whoa! Wow, wow, wee, wah! 3,700 science earned on this mission. I think that's a record for me. That's my personal record. That's pretty darn good. Let's look at some of the big-time winners. Let's see. Gravity scan in space over Drace, and from seismic scan from Drace's surface. Those are both pretty meaty. Then the surface sample, those are always worth a lot. 240 from Drace. Material study from Drace's surface, 200. Where was the big one? 300. Gravity scan from Elo's surface. 375. Material study. 450. Surface sample from Elo. Yeah. All right. 3,700 science. Let's spend it. I'd be surprised if we can't just finish out the whole tree. So, let's see. What do we want to prioritize, if it even matters? I think I want the decoupler stuff. Let's grab those. And I want these stack quad adapters. I wanted to put one of these on the bottom of my lander to put nuclear engines on. So I definitely want these for more options for things like that. Give me that. What do we have here? Oh, this stuff I never even got with my last save file. Or rather, maybe I just got to it. I don't remember if I even unlocked it. The Not Rockamax micro node. I don't even know what some of these parts are. I mean, they're structural parts, but I don't know how much I used them in the infancy of my playtime in Kerbal when I was still playing Sandbox before the career mode came out. These are ladders and a barometer. Okay, different parachute and landing legs. Ah, the wheels for the rovers, very good. And the big wheels, we never got these last time. I definitely want to make something with these ruggedized vehicular wheels. These things are big and awesome. Okay, we'll grab that. How much we have? We've got 1,000 left. Okay, yeah, we're not going to finish everything, which is good. We still have some objectives to go after. But we can get 3 from this tier or 2 from this tier. Let's see, what is this? Remote guidance units. Don't really care about unmanned spacecraft. Battery pack and thermoelectric generator are cool, but not vital. So let's get 3 things from here. What are these? More drone parts. Aha, the ion electric propulsion system. This I am kind of interested in, even though you would kind of only use it with some drones because of how little power it puts out. Only puts out 0.5 thrust, but it's tiny. Never used it before. Let's grab it. And then I guess we'll grab some of this space plane stuff, and we are about to run out of science. Yeah, okay, so we can't afford anything else. Ooh, what is this? Oh, that's the new Rapier engine. Haven't played around with that. Some canards. I never got some of these things last time. So that's going to take 550, 1100, 2200, 2500, and if there's something here, 3050 more science we need. So that's a decent couple of missions there to get that, unless we do another multi-planet mission. But we did a lot. Look at that tech tree, almost fully completed. And we had an amazing mission. Let's look at the log here. A lot of science from Drace, a lot of science from Elo, and I guess that about wraps it up. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Leave your comments below, and I'll see you next time. See you later, guys. Bye-bye.